Lay the groundwork. Lay the groundwork. Bedrock 4. Bedrock 4. Run with an idea. Run with an idea. Democratize. Democratize. Run anywhere. Run anywhere.
So, have you ever really stopped to think about the invisible tech? The stuff that's, running basically your entire digital life?
Probably not enough. It's just there.
Right. Every time you buy something online, scroll through your feed, check your bank account, there's this incredibly complex system humming along underneath.
Making it all work seamlessly. Or mostly seamlessly.
Exactly. But how did we even get here? That's what we're diving into today, the epic rise of the relational database. It's pretty fundamental stuff.
Absolutely foundational.
Our story really kicks off back in the late 1960s. There's this brilliant British computer scientist at IBM, Ted Codd.
Ah, Codd. A key figure.
Totally. And what's amazing about him wasn't just like his raw technical skill, but his vision for simplicity. He came up with the relational data model.
Which sounds technical, but the core idea was pretty straightforward, wasn't it?
Yeah, incredibly. Instead of data being this tangled, complex mess only experts could navigate, Codd said, why not just organize it neatly into simple tables? Think spreadsheets, kind of.
Like rows and columns.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
And his really big idea, the core concept, was data independence.
Okay, break that down. What did that actually mean?
Well, before Codd, if you changed how the data was physically stored, maybe you got faster hard drives or something, you often had to rewrite every single application that used that data. Imagine the nightmare.
Wow. Okay, yeah, that sounds terrible. Very rigid.
Right. Codd's breakthrough was saying you should be able to change the storage, the underlying physical stuff, without breaking your applications.
So the apps didn't need to know the nitty-gritty details of how the data was stored.
Exactly. It decoupled them. A massive shift. And that idea became the bedrock for, well, pretty much all modern databases.
It's fascinating when you think about what came before. Data systems were, unbelievably complex. You really did need to be a specialist.
Not user-friendly at all.
Not even close.
Yeah.
Like you said, imagine needing a team of programmers just to ask a simple business question. How many red widgets did we sell Tuesday? That could take ages. So Codd publishes his ideas, and it starts this quiet revolution. IBM actually put together a special team, System R.
Right, I read about that.
And researchers at universities, like Berkeley with Ingres, they started proving you could interact with this relational data using much simpler commands. Not super complex code.
It became more accessible.
Yeah, and they figured out how multiple people could use the same data safely at the same time, how to make sure transactions were secure, reliable, all crucial stuff.
So the groundwork was being laid, IBM's research, the university work.
Exactly. The tech was proving itself. But interestingly, there was this pause. Neither IBM nor the universities immediately jumped on the commercial potential.
They had the research, even published it?
Yep. But turning it into a product people could easily buy and use, that didn't happen right away. It created a gap.
A gap that, well, didn't stay empty for long.
Yes.
Right? This is where the entrepreneurs come in.
Precisely. Fast forward to 1977. You've got Larry Ellison, Bob Miner, and Ed Oates. Oracle. They saw Codd's papers, they saw IBM's public research on System R and SQL, and they saw the business need. Businesses were drowning in data.
And needed a simpler way to handle it.
Desperately. So Ellison and his co-founders built a commercial relational database. And they were smart about it. Two key things.
Okay, what were they?
First, they fully embraced SQL, that query language IBM had researched.
SQL structured query language.
Right. And second, crucially, they designed their database to run on lots of different types of computers, not just IBM mainframes.
Platform independence. That sounds like a big advantage.
Huge. Think about SQL for a second. It was revolutionary. It's like a translator, a bridge between a regular person and the machine's complex data storage.
So instead of writing intricate code,
you could just ask the database questions in something resembling English, like, show me all orders from last month.
Okay, that makes sense. It lowers the barrier to entry enormously.
It democratized it. Suddenly, you didn't need to be a deep programmer to get information out. And Oracle combined that ease of use from SQL with the ability to run anywhere.
On whatever computers businesses were already using.
Exactly. Their first big customer, believe it or not, was the CIA.
Wow. Okay.
And that cross-platform strategy let them grow incredibly fast, outpacing competitors like Ingres, Informix, Sybase. Even IBM took a while to release its own commercial SQL database, DB2.
So, stepping back, what's the bigger lesson here for you listening, beyond just the tech history?
Well, it really shows how sometimes the initial breakthrough, like Cod's brilliant idea,
Yeah, the pure science bit.
right, it needs that second wave, the commercial wave. People
Yeah.
focused on making it usable, accessible, putting it where customers actually are.
Listening to the market, adapting quickly.
And being willing to run with an idea, even if the original inventors, like IBM in this case, were a bit slower off the mark commercially. It was about timing, seeing the gap.
It's a great story of innovation meeting opportunity. And honestly, every slick app you use, every time you effortlessly get info online, you owe a debt to these database pioneers. COD, yes, but also Ellison, Miner, Boats, the ones who made it practical.
Absolutely. They took the genius concept and made it a reality for everyone.
It really makes you think, doesn't it?
It does. And it leaves us with a question, really. How many other potentially world-changing ideas are out there right now? Maybe in academic papers, maybe in research labs.
Waiting for that spark.
Waiting for someone with the right mix of vision, smarts, maybe a bit of luck, to bridge that gap, to turn the breakthrough into the tech that shapes our lives next in ways we probably can't even imagine yet. What's the next relational database story waiting to happen?